Yes, this is how to do a sta-lock wire rope terminal fitting for the 7/32 wire size. 3/8 thread on this one here. I never seen a video on how to do it properly. Took about 15 to get it right. Take it apart, just like that. Got this pin, you got a little former piece inside of it, right here. That's all right there. Make sure that thing stays in there. Anyway, set this here back over the top of it just like this. Take your wire, break your wire apart. Probably the difficultest part about it is taking that wire apart. Once you get the wire apart, I like to bring it all back together up evenly. Bring your piece up here. Slide your cone over it the proper way it goes, just like this. You have to have a certain distance between your wire. It's right about there. See that? Keep that tip sticking out there about that much, maybe a little less than that, right about there. Start wrapping your wire around it. Make sure to keep that distance. Stuff that nobody showed me is that you could take the tip of that wire, you can literally wrap it around it if you have to. See I'm doing that? You literally can pick it up and move it into place. You cannot let the wire fall in that slot. After you get your mark set, I set it out of a block that I've got squared off both ways, flat to bottom and sideways. And saw it level all the way through. Make sure it doesn't move once you start. Trick to this is to keep rotating these wires around until you get it to the wires are straight in. Do not bend them with a pair of pliers or nothing. You can take it, they will come in small enough to where you can get the cap over it. The former and the piece that you're using. You see that? See how far it's sticking out the end? The wires are nice and even. There's no wire inside the groove. You see the groove? No wire in the groove. Take Coach Josh to Loctite. That's just to give it some lube going in. Put your piece over it. See how it fits on real nice? Do not let it back out. Either keep it in. it's going to form it. Just check it. Back it back out. You're just checking it for now. You still got to put the silicone on it. Oh yeah, look at that. See how that's wrapped around her nice and neat? The end's still sticking out the end a little bit. The former piece is still on the inside. No wires falling to it. Now you take this, make sure your transformer's still on the inside. Take a big old blob of this about a great ball size. Stick it up the side of there like that. See that? Cast back on here. Add some more Loctite to it. Plenty of Loctite. Ain't gonna hurt it. Crank her back up. Not too tight. Just enough to snug it. Shouldn't need any other thing than just a couple of regular type of wrenches. That's about it right there. Should have a couple of threads showing. There it is. Easy as that. Wipe off the end and it's done. Okay, to measure for the length of your cable, you have to make sure that your ends are right. After you make your ends, see how I've connected these two here together? See, it's the same length on these two eyes. So once you get that figured out, then you make sure that your cable is the same length all the way down. Keep your cables too tight and close together. At the back end, you bring your two ends up together. I use the pins put through, and that way it keeps it the same length. This was cut off because this is the forestay cable, so make sure your deal's about right. You know where the end of your cable inside of your connection is going to be right about there, so you make that mark on your cable right about there, and that should be the distance right there. Thank you, folks. Cut through. Takes a pretty good fine tooth hacksaw. Make sure your end was taped off. And there she is. Like she's supposed to be. That end probably needs to be filed down. Make sure your end's nice and flat. If your end's not perfectly square like it should be, you can feel this. Now you got a perfectly square end. Slide your piece over it like this. Take your end apart. So the first one's probably that first hardest wire. That actually comes apart pretty easy. So everybody, first one's always the hardest. After the first one, it starts getting easier. For me, the first one took about an hour. Last one took about 5 minutes.